Welcome to my channel. Today is another crazy HOA Reddit stories where power-tripping HOA board members abuse their authority to control their neighbors. In the first story, we have a guy who built his dream house in a golf course community with the intention of opening a small business from home. This was the house that he had always dreamed of having since he was a kid, complete with a basketball court. But he would soon find out that it was a nightmare when the HOA started sending him letters. The home that I'm describing is this one right here. I did my best to block out all the identifying features so as to not reveal any personal information about this person. If you want to see the original post, there's a link in the description down below. Anyway, our poster explains that he has lived in the same place for 25 years and finally had enough money saved up to build his dream house. He always envisioned living in a house with a basketball court, and this time around he could afford it. But before he could even move into his new house, he started getting letters from the HOA. The first letter was basically a warning. It said something along the lines of, "You are in violation of the CC&Rs because you have an asphalt basketball court, which is not allowed in our community. You have 30 days to either get rid of the court or be fined $500 per day." Our op was flabbergasted. How was he supposed to get rid of the basketball court? It was like it was a mobile home that he could just pick up and move to a different location. He reached out to the developer to ask what kind of basketball court they put in. They told him that it was made out of concrete. So why didn't anyone say anything when the previous owner built the house? Well, the previous owner was the developer himself, and he must have forgotten to put in the basketball court in the plans. Our op tried explaining this to the HOA, but they refused to budge. The fines were stacking up, and he wouldn't be able to move in if he didn't get the basketball court removed. So he called a lawyer to get help. The lawyer told him that fighting the HOA would cost way more than just removing the basketball court. So op did the only thing he could do. He had the basketball court dismantled and removed. This would have been devastating for him if he wasn't so angry at the HOA for treating him like this. After he got the new court installed, he decided to sell the house. He listed the house for over $1 million and waited. He received an offer for $975,000 but turned it down. He knew that there were plenty of people out there who would pay full price for the house. Then out of nowhere, the HOA offered to buy the house from him for $1 million. That's right. The HOA itself offered to buy the house. They thought that they had him beat, but they were wrong. Our next Reddit post is from a guy who decided to fight back against the HOA after they towed his brand new car. His brand new car got towed by the HOA. That's right. The HOA has a tow truck come and take his car away. But why? Well, let's find out. His story goes back a few years ago when he moved into a condo. The complex had a guest parking lot near the entrance for visitors. There were never any problems until one day when he came home and noticed a tow truck driver hooking up his brand new car to tow it away. He ran out to stop the tow truck, but the driver ignored him and drove away. Op tried calling the number on the tow truck, but it kept going to voicemail. He called the police, but they said that there was nothing they could do because it was a civil matter. This meant that the only way for him to get his car back was to go through the towing company as customer service. When he got his car back, he noticed that they scratched up his rims pretty badly. They said that they weren't responsible, and that he should take it up with the HOA. So he called the HOA and asked why they had his car towed. The manager said something along the lines of, "I don't know what happened. Someone must have complained about your car being parked there." Op asked, "So you towed my car based on someone's complaint without even letting me know?" The manager said, "Yes, and we're not giving you a discount on your HOA fees for having your car towed." At this point, Op was furious. He paid his HOA fees in good faith, but now it seemed like he was being punished for no reason. He wanted answers, but all he got was rude comments from the HOA. The next day, he received a letter from the HOA saying that he was in violation of the rules for having his car parked in guest parking. But he didn't have a guest permit because he just moved in. Why didn't anyone tell him? Anyway, Op decided to fight back. He contacted an attorney to draft a cease and desist letter. Then he recorded himself talking to the HOA. He asked them why they towed his car and they gave him a bunch of excuses. They said that he had a guest pass, but he didn't. They said that he didn't display his stickers properly, but he did. They said that he had expired insurance, but it was renewed automatically. And they said that he wasn't supposed to park there because he had an assigned spot, but he didn't have an assigned spot. Op took these lies and wrote them down in his official complaint. He sent the letter off and waited for a response. A few weeks later, he got a call from the HOA manager. She wanted to know how he got her on tape. He told her that she should have known that he was recording since he clearly identified himself at the beginning of the clip. She went on to apologize for everything that happened and said that she would look into it. She called him back a few days later and said that they decided to drop all the fines and refund his towing bill. To make up for the damage to his rims, they would pay for professional detailing for his car. Plus, he would get two free guest parking permits. And if he ever had a problem in the future, she would personally look into it. Op couldn't believe it. The HOA was actually apologizing and offering to fix everything. For a moment, he thought that maybe the HOA wasn't so bad after all. But then he remembered why he was complaining in the first place. Even though he got everything that he wanted, he still felt angry at the HOA for trying to bully him. He ended the call with the HOA manager and decided to move on. He never had any problems with the HOA again, but he also never trusted them again. He learned that it doesn't matter how nice they are, sometimes they'll just try to screw you over. That was Crazy HOA Reddit Stories. And if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also hit that subscribe button because I put out new videos every single day.